Today's interview is with Dr. Parvathy, another wonderful topper. She has got rank 7th in NEET SS and she took GMC Trivandrum MCH Reproductive Medicine and Surgery. Wonderful performance and many congratulations on such a beautiful rank and choosing such a good institute for MCH Reproductive Medicine and Surgery. Let's hear your story, how you managed to do this. Tell me about yourself first, which college your UG, PG were done, and then let's hear your strategy, Dr. Parvathy.
Yes. Ma'am, I did my UG from Madras Medical College, and I did my PG from Reproductive Medical College. I finished my PG in 2019 and served for 1 year bond. I did 1 year of SRship in Reproductive for 1 year. So I finished towards the end of 2020. Till then, I was not planning to prepare for the specialty. Towards the end of 2020, I started looking up where I can do. I was a little bit more interested in infertility, not much interested in gynecoma. So I was a little bit of research I was doing, like where I can do my fellowship, like 1 year fellowships and all are available. No, ma'am, like that I was searching for them. That time I heard of this NEET SS 2020. Sorry, ma'am, it's Vishu here. That's the problem. It's a festival here. So towards the end of 2020, I planned, okay, let me try NEET SS and see if I can secure a rank. So initially, I called one of my seniors in GMC Trivandrum. So she had advised me to go through Speroff and go through Sakshi Arora and the main books, ma'am, mainly. Then when I started with Speroff and Berek and Hacker, I found it a little difficult. Because the syllabus is so vast, so to read it is very difficult. So I thought of joining a course, and that is how I joined Speed, and I attended your OB classes, ma'am. So your OBG classes, you had given OBG classes alone in there. So it was a really wonderful thing because initially, I think it was till May you had given classes there. So I took down notes at that time. At that time, I was not very serious. The exam also kept on delaying. So I was not very serious, but I kept on taking notes. I kept my notes. And towards September, I started preparing seriously, ma'am, from September.
Right. So September, you started preparing seriously for the exam.
Because, ma'am, till then, the dates were also not announced. And so in September, I had given my MRCOG exam. After that, I thought, okay, I'll focus on.
So you cleared the MRCOG exam also?
Part 2, ma'am.
Part 2. Congratulations for that also, and all the best for part 3. So you said that you had started with the big books like your senior suggested, Speroff and all, but you found them difficult, so you thought you will join classes. So
yes, since Onco was also there, I was not so much interested in reading the big books of Onco.
Okay, so you had to. This is what happens with students when they're interested in Onco. They want someone to teach them reproductive medicine and vice versa. So you were interested in reproductive medicine, you wanted Onco classes. So did you read any big books for oncology?
Yes, ma'am. I did one complete reading of Berek and Hacker.
Okay.
By
cover to cover, did you read?
Ma'am, my basic skeletal framework was your classes. You had taken Onco classes also. So my basic skeletal framework was that. Once I read that, I got an idea of what is important. So when I read, after that only I started reading Berek and Hacker, hoping to catch the extra points, like you said, the last few pages of every chapter, like that, ma'am. So when I read through Berek and Hacker, I found it very easy after your classes. After I read through it, I noted down some extra points. Not all chapters, cover to cover, not cover to cover, ma'am. The main chapters, mainly.
The main chapters. This is what all the toppers have been doing.
I had read a little bit towards the end.
I noted down the points. Breast, I remember.
Yes, ma'am. Then I noted down the points. I gave a revision of that points. One full reading and one revision of some extra points that I found. That's all, ma'am.
Wonderful.
I used to have handwritten notes. That was my thing, ma'am.
Every topper has been telling me that they read and they make their own handwritten notes, whether it is from the videos, class notes, or whether it is from textbooks. You have to have your own hand notes. It becomes handy just before the exam.
Yes, ma'am. Even while giving GTs, when you make mistakes, when you're giving the grand test series, if you're making mistakes, I used to note down that also, so that it will be easy for me to revise and not make these mistakes again, ma'am. That I used to do.
That is wonderful. So one more, when did you finish one complete reading or one complete revision?
Ma'am, by before NESS was in on December 7th, I think, ma'am. By then I had read one complete revision. So that I had exactly 1 month to revise after that.
And in the last 1 month, again, the same question for everyone. This is an important question. Last 1 month, what was your strategy?
Ma'am, last 1 month, I used to, initially I gave 15 days each. Before that last 1 month, I used to give like 15 days for each OBG, then for reproductive, and then for onco, and then I added down to like 4 to 5 days. Okay. So in a period of around 20 to 30 days, I completed one of all the 4 subjects: obstetrics, gynec, onco, and reproductive, ma'am. In that, I went through mainly the notes, your notes first. That was the main revision, because that would take a longer amount of time. And then after that, the notes from Speroff. I used to love Speroff, reading Speroff.
Yes, I love Speroff.
Yes, ma'am. Like it was like a storybook. It was that's how I got my interest also. Yes, ma'am. So I usually read Speroff. Then I used to. There were not much extra points.
Did you read Speroff any page in the last 1 month?
Not in the last 1 month. Before that. Yes, ma'am. Not in the last 1 month. I did not touch any.
It's not a book to be touched in the last 1 month. Any book shouldn't be opened in the last month. You get confused and you will. You know, it'll take a day to complete 2 pages if you open any of these last books.
Even if I've left out, it's always better. Even if you've left out anything in the book, don't touch the book in the last one.
The books in the last 1 month. This is very important.
Yes, sir. And then Speroff, Berrican Hacker. I did read a little bit of Gardner, mainly volume 2, ma'am. Not volume 1
yes,
also.
The clinical part.
Yes, the clinical part. Then all these 4 books, I had some notes of extra points in all these books. So the last one, only the notes.
Only your notes.
Yes, grand test notes, this notes, and your notes. That's it.
So last 1 month is only for notes. Now, what I find in common from all the interviews is that people who follow my video lectures are the ones who have already read the big books. Because I prepare my notes from the big books, it is easier to understand. If you do both the things, if you read a little bit of the big books, you have a hang of the big books, and you go through the notes, it becomes very easier.
I did exactly the opposite way. Like I read your notes first, and then
anyways, combining both of these is important. Doing standard things is important. It's not, you're not appearing for a 10th standard exam that you get a digest, you get notes, and you just mug it and you can take the exam.
Yes.
So it's this is for the new batch students. The video lectures, the classes that we have are beyond post PG level. So we are expecting that you have that much knowledge from all of those books, and then the videos become easy, or vice versa, whichever way. So if you're doing videos, it is not entirely that you will understand everything just from the videos. You have to go to the books, or you have to read the books first and then come to the videos. Both of these things have to be combined. Hard work is very important. The notes and the videos are not shortcuts to success.
Yes, ma'am. So and you should not give up, ma'am, till the end. In between, I felt a lot because I had attended a few classes till May also, ma'am. But I started my serious preparation in September. So in between, there was so much of uncertainty about the exam and everything. You feel like giving up. So it's like you should not give up till the last moment. Just keep going. Just keep crawling if you have to.
You thought you were giving up in the middle, and then in the end, you have got such a wonderful rank. So that's appreciable. That's commendable. Congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
Tell me a little about your strategy of taking the exam. The paper, how did you decide it was a negative mark paper? How did you decide which all to leave, and how many questions you left in the exam?
I left 5 questions. I had left just 5 questions. 95 questions I had attended. I think I had got around 12 to 14 wrong, ma'am. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't check the answers after the exam. I didn't feel like I was a little worried because the paper was tough for me initially because both the general OPG and the reproductive medicine / onco part, the specialty part, both had questions from basically the specialties. Not much of general OBG questions, ma'am. They were somewhere related to gynec-onco or reproductive medicine.
Yes, even the general questions were related.
Yes, ma'am. So that was a tough. But how I usually attempt less number of questions. I'm not very confident of I am a person who can get a lot of negatives. So usually I am very careful as to leave a little bit of questions. But what happened was I had seen some video where people, the previous toppers and all had said, you should at least attend 95 out of 100 questions. Maximum number of questions you can leave should be 5. So ma'am, I went with that strategy. I did not say I have to leave 5 questions, so I should attend every question, all 95 questions. I didn't go like that. But when I was seeing the questions, if I knew some part of that question and I could rule out 2 options, I went for it.
You went.
Only the questions I didn't know at all, had not heard of at all, I left out. Otherwise, it's better to attend because ma'am, it's a competitive exam, no ma'am. So if you're going very much by how much you know, you may not score, even though you are good. You are good in your subject, you may not score much.
Yes, so the strategy is very important. Yes. That 2 points, Dr. Parvathy is saying 95 at least you have to attempt. This can be variable depending on how difficult the paper
depending
was.
Upon the paper, ma'am.
But the standard papers are of the kind of difficulty that you will be able to attempt. 95 is what I'm, that's my opinion. So 95 is a standard number. That's a good number. Apart from that, the golden rule is if you can rule out 2 options, you should go ahead with attempting the question. You're going to make 10, 12, 15 mistakes. Most of the toppers have made, this range only, 12 to 14 mistakes. I have checked some papers, the number of mistakes are 14, 15. That's the average number of mistakes they have made. And the number of questions they have left is, the range I'll tell you is 2 to 7. The least number of questions left by a topper was 2 and the maximum by a topper under time rank was 7. So you are just in the middle of the average number of questions you have left.
I think that was a little bit of luck, ma'am, that I listened to that video where they said that you should not be more than 5 questions. It was the last preparation. That helped me, ma'am.
So let's remember this golden number of 95 questions which helped Dr. Parvathy. And that's nice, Dr. Parvathy. All the best for your future. It was wonderful knowing you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's only because of your classes, ma'am. Seriously, I still have those notes.
Very nice.
Good for every exam. Every exam you're going to attend in OBG, your classes are good. So you just have to rush the boards. That's it, ma'am.
That's wonderful, Dr. Parvathy. We have been in touch personally also for a long time, I remember.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Parvathy, it was nice. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you, ma'am, for helping me secure such a good rank in NEET. Seriously, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We'll stay in touch, Dr. Parvathy.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, Dr. Parvathy.
Okay, ma'am.